15 Secrets About 50 Shades of Grey. Direct exits. Taylor Johnson didn't return to the franchise, at least in part due to her problems working with James, who exercised as much creative controls as she could, even bringing her husband, Neil Leonard, to write the script of sequels 50 Shades Darker and 50 Shades Freed. Would have a proper on-set Bernice. Taylor Johnson recalled it to Porter magazine in 2015. "I'm not confrontational, but it was about finding a way, the two of us, satisfying a vision of what should be written as well as my need to visualize this person on screen." She also told before The Hollywood Reporter in 2015 that James would be the first to say as well as it was not easy. It was not easy, but we got there. I think both of us felt it was an incredible painful process. James said in an appearance on MSNBC that people are going to be blockheads, and that is exactly what happened. Opening up on Sunday Times magazine in 2017, Taylor Johnson said she didn't regret doing the film per se, because that would just finish me off. With the benefit of hindsight, would I go through it again? Of course I wouldn't. I'd be mad. She continued that, "I like everyone, and I get real confused when they don't like me. I was so confused by E.L. James. I don't understand when I can't navigate a person when there is no signage." Box office debut. Its 85 million opening weekend held record for the highest US opening for a female director until Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman opened with $103 million in 2017. Reviews are in. The reviews ranged from mid-range to savage to hilarious, but the movie was blockbuster, ranking in $570 million worldwide and reported $40 million budget. The sequels, both directed by James Foley, made $381 million and $372 million respectively. Feud rumors. Who wants a fantasy when you could have feud rumors? Donan was married, so there was no prospect for a real-life romance. So the next best thing, apparent, was to speculate that he and Johnson weren't getting along. A few uncomfortable scenes during interviews didn't help any. But how comfortable you be in having chat after chat on camera about nudity and sex scenes? Look, people are going to say that because it's a story and people like to create a little bit of hype leading up to the film, Donan told E! News at 50 Shades of Grey's London premiere. It's an obvious story to come up with. If I was into the world of coming up with fake stories, I'd maybe start to do that on a blog. He quickly added, "No, I will never become that person, but I understand it. It creates a bit of whatever." Ellie Goulding has entered the chart. Ellie Goulding's Love Me Like You Do was made specifically for this soundtrack and was nominated for 2 Grammys and the Golden Globe, but the Oscar nomination went to The Weeknd's End It, which in turn lost to the latest Bond tune, Sam Smith's Writings on the Wall from Spectre. Crazy in Love. The first trailer was going to be viral anyway, but it didn't have to have a slowed-down version of Beyoncé's Crazy in Love, setting the mood. Obviously, I know how Crazy in Love goes, but I knew there was a possibility her vocals would be different. Violinist and recording artist Margot told Time, "It's almost more vulnerable and beautiful this way, because you do crazy things when you fall in love. To hear the mode reversed and flipped makes it even more powerful." About those adult scenes, to make everything comfortable as possible for Johnson and Donna during the adult scenes, Taylor Johnson tried to downsize the crew in the room as much as possible. "I didn't want Dakota or Jamie to have to come to reshoot those kind of scenes," the director told Vanity Fair. "It was a closed set, and so we couldn't be there for those every intimate scenes. But so much for the movie turns on those intimate scenes," producer DeLuca explained. "Will be in our trailers, but we are milked, and we had canes, headphones, but I actually got shy from listening. There was something about not being there and having the audio that made us feel like peeping listeners, and so we all put them down." James Regenaro wanted as many scenes as possible to play out exactly as should written them, but Taylor Johnson focused on details, flesh and fingers and skin and eyes and looks. She felt if they showed too much, the mystery would be gone. You see a lot, but you don't have to see anything graphic. Latest baby. Donan's wife, Amelia Warner, was about 8 months pregnant with their first child when he was cast as a Christian, but she packed up and moved to Vancouver, where daughter Dulce was born on November 25th, 2013. Then Jamie had a brand new baby the first week of the shooting. Taylor Johnson recalled it to Vanity Fair. Release date and changes. The release date is preserved, and we are gonna kind of keep going. The look also said that October, days before the film's date was changed from August 1st, 2014 to February 13, 2015. Production starts. Originally scheduled to start in November, principal photography was pushed back a month as they got their casting ducks in a row. Cameras finally started rolling on December 2, 2013 with Vancouver, British Columbia, standing in for-seater. Enter Jamie Dornan. About 2 weeks after Holmes' exit, Jamie Dornan officially signed on. A source told E! News that the Belfast-born actor, best known then for ABC's Once Upon a Time, had a real good read at his audition, but as far as chemistry with his leading lady, the studio isn't worried about Dakota. They think she could handle whoever the guy is. I'm sure he will do a great job, Hunam told Team Z in passing. How Dakota Johnson got the part. Young actresses ranging from Shailene Woodley and Elizabeth Olsen to Alicia Vikander and Felicity Jones were said to be in running, but once Dakota Johnson landed on the role of Anna, she kept it. She's just so Anastasia style. She's the best partner a producer could have. Michael DeLuca told E! News, calling Johnson our rock. He said that actress was helping us to look through the candidates to play Kristen to see which chemistry kind of capture our attention. Shelley Hunam and Kristen Grey. Casting rumors ran rampant as to who would play Kristen and Anna. Maddie Boomer was threatened. Emma Watson was not. Taylor Johnson wanted Robert Pattinson, but Shelley Hunam was planning to make them film his next big project after Sons of Anarchy ended. There are so many fans of that book, and I know that on the surface, I'm probably not what everybody imagined. The British actor told Entertainment Weekly in October 2013, because reading is so personal and people bring a character to life in their imagination. They feel ownership over that character. He added, that is doubting if I allowed myself to think about it too much. I'm taking it very serious and intend to explore the nature of who the character is, what motivates him, and also dress up nice and look good in those suits. Days later, he exited the project, officially due to the scheduling conflict but reportedly due to the creative differences with the film's creative team, including Sam Taylor Johnson, as well as second thought about where it was the right career move for him. As of 2017, Hunam said he had still never seen the movie because that whole to-do was too painful for a memory. According to the Hollywood Reporter at the time, Hunam was only getting paid $1,500,000 upfront of the role, which seems skimpy. Is Angelina Jolie as Anastasia still? There came a word in June 2012 that Angelina Jolie had, if there was any truth to the rumor at all, perhaps had an informational discussion about directing the movie, having made her feature directional debut in 2011 with Land of Milk and Honey. Jolie went with the adaptation of Unbroken, the beyond-inspiring story of Olympic athlete turned World War II pilot Louise Amperin, who crashed, survived 47 days floating in her life raft, then survived a pool camp for a follow-up project instead. Gus Van Sant, who, like Bret Easton Ellis, pictured a more graphic, possibly NC-17 film, and Danish director Susan Bayer were the last two names on a short list that James and Focus Features had whittled down. But producer Michael DeLuca had been a producer on the movie Sam Taylor Johnson was going to do before it falls apart, and suggested She take a meeting about 50 Shades, asked how she should end the book series rabid fandom. She mentioned that her last movie, Nowhere Boy, had been about the Beatles, and she was hired. Finding the screenwriter. American psycho author Bret Easton Ellis tweeted in June 2012, "I'm putting myself out there to write the movie adaptation of 50 Shades of Grey," and he meant it publicly, lobbying via Twitter and telling whomever would listen that he wanted to adapt E.L. James' book for a big screen. "I read the book out of curiosity. If it had not been as big of a hit, I would not have picked it up," Ellis later told Vanity Fair. "I realized, oh, this isn't well. It isn't a good book. But this is a real good story, and it would make a real good movie." Instead, Universal Focus Features went with Kerry Marcel, who had penned the screenplay for Saving Mr. Banks, about Walt Disney's struggle to get Mary Poppins author P.L. Travers to let him make a movie about her magical nanny. The Wolverine script Mark Bombach was brought in to polish the 50 Shades script in late October 13. "I had never been on a project with that much secrecy around it," Bombach later told The Hollywood Reporter about the experience. "The set was on lockdown, and it was just really fascinating. I was able to watch something that everybody was speculating about sort of unfold in front of me." Fact book.